The following program is intended for mature audiences.
A democratic republic of sports. The Sportsocracy with ESPN Asheville hosts Tank Spencer and Jeremy Greene.
And welcome into the Sportsocracy. I'm Tank Spencer. Jeremy Greene is alongside, Mostly he's here. We are, of course, the Sportsocracy, and it is a Sunday morning. We're getting ready for everything going in the NFL today. All of your fantasy plays, DFS and such. David Smith from Armchair Commentary is on the line with us. So, as we do every Sunday, we'll be bringing him in periodically throughout the program here. There he is. Looking good today. He is.
You both look much more festive than I do.
I was going to say, he's 2 out of 3 ain't bad. When you ask for sober, prepared hosts, you get one sober, prepared host or co-host or guest, I guess. You get one drunk, and then, then I show up. And that's how this rolls. So
how deep, partner?
This is going to be a fun day. It's going to be a fun day.
Oh, because my brain is on fire.
Let me just preface the day with this story. Jeremy sends me a text message and said, "Hey, can you come pick me up at the house?" I said, "Yeah, absolutely. I'll come pick you up from the house." Yesterday was Army-Navy Day, and I know you went out with your friends. So I get to his house, and his car's sitting right there. And I'm like, oh, well, shit, man, maybe I'm the bad guy here, automatically assuming that Jeremy's drunk. Because, maybe his car's broke down and he just needs a lift because, HWA needs your car later. He comes to the car like 10 minutes after I've been sitting there and he goes, "So my car's right there. I don't know how I got home."
I don't know how my car got there. It might have flown home. You know who I know didn't drive it? Me.
I hope to God not.
No, I know definitively I didn't.
All right. Well, at least
I know beyond a shadow of a fucking doubt. I am more confident that I did not drive that vehicle than I am that the Jets are going to get their shit pushed in today.
Oh my God. Oh. We differed on 9 games this week on Beat the Chief, and I've already lost one of them.
Yeah,
Elijah Moore gets put on IR yesterday, and I'm going, okay, well, now I guess we're going to have to change Jets plus 7 to Jets plus 12.5.
Just add them together.
God, because this could be a slaughter today.
Yeah, thanks for killing my favorite player, Dick.
Yeah.
You hop on us for 5 seconds, and now my favorite player is dead.
Well, how's this my fault?
It's always your fault.
Anyway, welcome into the program. We are live at the Wicked Weed studio, wickedweedbrewing.com. Drink different. Don't forget to check them out. You can get all of your holiday gifts taken care of with Wicked Weed. You can get Wicked Weed gear for those that don't drink beer. I mean, still cool-ass logos. See, check out the hat. These hats are awesome. Or, if they are imbibers, you can find anything that they will love.
You can get them a beer. You know what I would love right now? A beer.
A beer?
Because it would make me feel exponentially better.
I think you've had enough there, Otis.
Here's the thing. You know what the best cure for a hangover is? Don't stop drinking.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyhow, we're going to get into...
Now, I feel like I fought the girl that fought Amanda Nunez last night because my whole body hurts.
You got booped in the face 100 times? Oh, okay.
I did get booped in the face.
Yeah. I was so disappointed in that.
I didn't watch it. So.
I was so disappointed.
And if I did watch it, I don't remember watching it. So I can't tell you I didn't. I can just tell you I watched all of them.
I watched all of them. It was a great fight night.
Oh, and I should tell you this too. I hurt my back yesterday, so if you see me wincing in pain, that's why. That has nothing to do with the alcohol. It has to do with I couldn't bend over and pick a $100 bill off my feet right now.
So you're abusing alcohol because your back hurts? Is that what you're saying?
Listen here, fucking intervention. I don't need your bullshit, all right?
All right, let's get into the football for the day. Let's start it off here with how wrong I am about this game, about this Jets-Saints game. I think Taysom Hill's a hell of a play on DraftKings this week. As you have said
this.
You said
Jets really struggle with running quarterbacks.
Yep, they do.
Have forever.
I did not realize there hasn't been a game where Taysom Hill didn't have at least 2 touchdowns. Did you know that?
In his career?
Yeah.
That does
He
not
has not
surprise
started
me.
a game where he hasn't scored multiple touchdowns in one way or the other. Yeah, I'd look for a lot of Taysom Hill today against the New York Jets. And Alvin Kamara, I'm pairing them together on DraftKings. Is that a wise strategy, Mr. David Smith?
I mean, if you're playing in a double up, it's not a bad play at all.
Okay.
Taysom Hill's looking about 13.5% projected ownership on DraftKings. Kamara's right around the same. So they're not awful picks. Price-wise, you can do better. And I like a few. I still like Jamison Crowder in this game for the Jets. The Saints' defense is good. It's a lot better than we give them credit for because they play from behind a lot. And it's not their fault.
Right.
It's that they've got bad quarterbacks.
They're probably my
And it's
favorite
not-
defense today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Zach
I
Wilson
like
with
Crowder.
no number one. He doesn't have his one or his two. If you could name me the third receiver for the Jets today, I give you $1.
Oh, can't. No
Yeah,
clue. Do you
here's
still
the-
have Plaxico Burress? Is he available?
Plaxico.
Nobody shoots their shot like Plexico Burress.
That's right.
No.
So we have no Elijah Moore. We have no Corey Davis.
Right.
The one is Jamison Crowder.
Mm-hmm.
The two
Yes.
is Keelan Cole. The three,
Denzel Mims?
No.
Braxton Berrios.
Oh,
Come
Braxton.
It gets very Keelan Dawsey very quickly.
Yikes.
'Cause, yeah, he's
what happened to Denzel?
Rob
They just
Salah
hate him?
hates him.
Just hate him.
I'm
Wow.
reasonably sure that he touched his ding ding in a meeting or something. Like, his own, not Rob Salah's.
I was like,
Yeah, he was.
hey, coach, come here.
Hey, coach.
Let me hold that.
Look what I got. Boop, boop, boop.
God.
Look at my little trick. Bing, 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 bing. That's the only thing I can figure. He did something
have
that
no
has
idea.
greatly offended Rob Salah.
Wow. All right. So and you got Ty Johnson is the running back this week.
Yeah, because there's no Michael Carter either.
Yikes.
Tank hopped on my team twice and
I
you
did.
killed every player I
I
love.
did. I apologize for the kiss of death. I KOD'd your team. And it's hard to do when they're the fucking Jets. They suck anyway.
Hey, you remember that thing I said about Jets receivers? Let's play the same game with Jets running backs. Can you name who the two is?
You got it's Austin Walter.
That's the two.
Yeah.
And then
Well, damn, do you need more than that? You got
Yeah, 'cause they
Ty
usually
Johnson
play three.
and you got Ty Johnson and Austin Walter and
Nick Bawden is the three. Because LaMichael Pirine did the same thing Denzel Mims did. I'm reasonably sure they did it together. Hey, coach. Boop, boop, boop. Looky here. I sat and
that's
go.
terrible. This all stacks up to
they're
just
gonna-
a horrid showing by one Tank Spencer on this pick.
Oh, yeah. The line on this game is dumb. And I said that when you picked this. And I don't know how I knew you were going to do it.
Uh-huh.
But I looked at that line and I went, you hate the Saints so much.
I do.
That you are honest to God going to pick the.
I am.
And you did.
I did.
This game could be 31-3 and it wouldn't shock me in the least.
Nope. It's the one game that I've been thinking about since yesterday afternoon when I saw the news about Elijah Moore going, oh, okay, well, I fucking lost that one.
Well,
I gave that one back.
I fully believe Tank is going to. This is going to be a Tank Spencer bloodletting today. We differed on 9 games.
Yeah, we did.
I am painfully positive I'm going to be right on 7 of them.
Nice.
This is one of them.
Nice.
Not going to be a good day for you.
Maybe not. You never know. Weird things do happen in the NFL, though. So yeah, that's your fantasy fallout from the god awful New Orleans Saints New York Jets game. The Raiders take on the Chiefs.
JT Money asked if Jamison Crowder would be a good play. I mean, you could do worse, but you could do markedly better.
David Smith says yes, so I'm gonna go with him.
I'll tell you why. I have Crowder in because he's cheap, and I can pay up to have both Eckler and Kamara as running backs. And
Nice.
to me, I'd rather pay up to backs that we have so few games compared to early in the season. We're into the thick of bye weeks. If you're starting standard fantasy, you can do way better than Crowder. There's probably a wide receiver on there. I like Guyton as well. There's a couple other guys that are also inexpensive and low owned.
Jalen Guyton's going to be 9,000% owned today.
Yeah, the update is not out on his ownership on DFS.
Yeah,
but he's going to be owned by everyone.
Well, you got Keenan Allen that's on the Rona list. Yeah. They will, I believe, have Mike Williams. I think they activated him.
Yes.
Williams is in.
So Mike Williams is activated. Jalen Guyton's going to be dumb owned, and I'm good. I'm going to pass on all of that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm good.
I mean, he's only 3,400. He scored 18 points last week.
He did. And what have I routinely told you about chasing points? You're chasing the best game he's probably ever had in his life. Mm-hmm. And now everyone's going to own him. That usually sets up for, I'm going to be grossly underweight to the field on Jalen Guyton.
Yeah. So let me ask you, is there a wide receiver in that range that you would rather play than Jalen Guyton? Because it's hard to find.
3,400?
Yeah, it's hard to find somebody in that range.
Not necessarily that low.
Yeah.
But there are other cheap guys that I could see me getting to markedly quicker.
Okay. All right. Raiders and the Chiefs. So I did a thing.
Yeah, you did.
I'm taking the Raiders. I'm taking the Raiders plus the 10 against the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, they'll be able to keep it close.
Ooh.
I like Josh Jacobs a lot today.
And my question would be why?
Because they have been handing him the ball much more than they did earlier in the season. I get he missed some time because he was injured, but, in the times that he did play, his usage has gone up. And now Kenyon Drake's out, and, the run game is the way you can hurt the Chiefs.
All right, so just a theoretical question.
Yep.
How many times this year has Josh Jacobs gotten more than 16 carries in a game?
I know it's at least once.
It's one. It was against Dallas.
Yeah.
He had 9 targets last week. Could I see that happening again? Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I don't hate him. I just think it's going to be more. I would really like to know he's going to get the same level of receiving work that he got in the last game. With no Kenyon Drake, okay. I mean, I could understand getting there.
Mm-hmm.
There's also no Jalen Richard. The only running backs on this roster are Josh Jacobs and Peyton Barber. That's it.
Yep.
So,
if there's work to be had, it's going to be Josh Jacobs.
And I've long said I don't love Josh Jacobs with no Alec Ingold.
No.
I don't think that's.
I don't like it.
It's not it's not something I'm playing this week.
Okay.
Armchair, go ahead.
I don't like Josh Jacobs just because Rick Bisaccia doesn't know how to use Josh Jacobs. They don't. That team is very, very pass heavy. I think they get down early and they start doing what they do always, which is heave the ball.
Mm-hmm.
And without Darren Waller, they're heaving it to, I guess, Foster Moreau. I guess
Hunter Renfrow,
I
man.
don't love. Hunter Renfrow is going to get play. He's also very high owned, and Hunter Renfrow is always going to get play on that team. Third and Renfrow is real.
Yep.
Unlike Birds.
Yep. Hey, God, is he a convert now?
Hashtag Birds aren't real.
Jesus.
Hashtag Birds aren't real.
Patriot's not a bird. I can go ahead and say that. Honestly, Jacobs is burned. I have Jacobs. I own Jacobs in a few leagues, and every time you fall in love with, he's Saquon Barkley without the massive injuries that have happened recently.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, he's got the explosive opportunity. He looks like he's got just when he's in line. Right now, you're looking at this game and you're going, of course he's going to be in line. Kansas City can't stop the run as well, although that defense is playing a way better than they have been over the first half of the year. And you're like, well, okay, of course they're going to go to Josh Jacobs. Nobody else to go to. And then Hunter Renfrow is going to be targeted a bunch of times. Raiders are going to be down 14 in the first half. And it's a, Clyde Edwards-Helaire game or some nonsense like that.
You were talking about Renfro. Renfro's a guy I'm not on this week. Who else are you going to throw number one coverage at? There's no Waller. Are you really worried about Zay Jones?
No.
No. So Hunter Renfro's going to get all the attention. L'Jarius Sneed.
He's out.
Oh, L'Jarius Sneed's out?
Yeah, his brother got killed on Friday.
I did not know that.
Yeah. Sad story. Sad story. His brother got killed in Louisiana on Friday, and he is not going to be there for the game. Rightfully so. But T's and P's with the Sneed family.
Indeed.
But yeah, he won't be there. But still, I mean, your point remains. They'll be throwing the best they have at Hunter Renfro.
Yeah, because there's another player that's right in the same if you're playing on DraftKings, there's another guy right in the same wheelhouse, and it goes against everything I have ever said about this guy. But I love him today. It's Amari Cooper.
Is it Amari Cooper?
It is Amari Cooper.
Never. I thought you said never, ever, 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 ever take Amari Cooper on the road.
Well, I am today.
All right.
I am today.
Let's mark it on the calendars, because that has been a Jeremy Greene rule since the day I met you.
Yeah, his home road splits are mind-boggling. The crazy thing is, this single year, he's been way better on the road than he's been at home.
Really?
I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know what happened. Maybe he got rid of his posturepedic bed. I don't know. But for whatever reason, he has been markedly better on the road this year.
All right. Since we're talking about the Raiders, Rob Johnson asked in the comments, Hunter Renfro or Julio Jones today? I would go Renfro.
I would go Renfro. I don't know what that Julio Jones thing's going to look like.
Yeah, David, do you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So yeah, the overwhelming consensus is Hunter Renfro over Julio Jones. I agree. Like, just because he's activated off of IR and he's back, I don't know that I've seen Julio Jones in a Tennessee Titans uniform, if you know what I mean. Like, we haven't seen that guy. He's been nothing like I expected him to be.
Well, he's been DMP dead for the vast majority of the year.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I would be out on that.
Rob Johnson asked in the comments, pick 2 out of David Montgomery, Kareem Hunt, Javonte Williams.
Javonte Williams is number 1.
That would be my one.
I guess Montgomery would be the 2. I haven't seen Hunt do anything since he came back from the injury. So I'm guessing Montgomery.
I mean, there's a reason you haven't seen him do anything. He's only played 1 game coming back.
Oh, I know.
And it was against Baltimore.
And this one's against Baltimore.
Yeah. I would say it's David Montgomery. I just don't trust Kareem Hunt.
I mean, Green Bay's not a great matchup, but
although I could see Kareem Hunt getting a ton of work today. They're going to have to do something.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have anybody that can challenge them at the numbers. So could it be a Austin Hooper or Kareem Hunt kind of day? I've seen much less. I've seen markedly more surprising shit happen.
All right, Eric Miller's got another pick 2 of these 3: Renfro, Diggs, or McLaurin. I would go Diggs number 1.
Yep.
Against Tampa Bay.
And
that secondary's been suspect. Oh yeah,
Diggs and McLaurin.
Yeah, Diggs and McLaurin. Leave Renfro on the bench.
People get paranoid about Trayvon Diggs. You don't lose points because you get intercepted when they throw at you.
Patrick Holt, he's a standard PPR in the flex. Kamara, Mike Williams, David Montgomery. Why is that a question?
Kamara by a billion D.
Yeah, Alvin Kamara, not even close.
Kamara is probably the number 1 play of the day.
Yep.
The Jets really struggle with running quarterbacks. I'm going to keep saying
that at the Jets really struggle.
They just struggle all over the board.
Okay.
Okay.
Look. Okay. We're not a good football team. I'm well aware of that.
You're hurt.
We suck. Holt said, really, even with the injury on Kamara, I don't care if you told me he played in this game with 1 leg. If you told me he had to hop against the Jets, I would still like him to go over 100 yards today.
Yeah.
He's going to hit a big one. I promise you that. We are horrid at giving up big plays.
I agree.
And now you got two young kids playing safety. Oh, that screams Alvin Kamara to the barn from the 30.
Right. And what is the goal? What is the season goal for the New Orleans Saints? Do they still feel like they have a shot at the playoffs? Do they still feel like they need to go balls to the wall to chase down that 7 seed in the NFC? Because I would think that's where Sean Payton's mind's at right now. Like, you have to, right? He's not cashing out on this season. He's still trying to make the playoffs because he's got a shot. And you got to throw everything you can out there. I don't think that they're going to dial him back at all.
No, I mean, if you're the Saints, you have to look at it and go, this is probably the last game. This is probably the last game you can win for 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm. So
you want to keep as much heat off yourself as humanly possible.
Exactly. So Alvin Kamara is the play. He was actually the first one when I was setting a DFS lineup today to go, yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that at running back.
I'm going to do that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. So what else? Anything else from this Vegas Raiders game?
I mean, I think there's going to be a lot of points in this game.
Travis Kelce's pretty damn good when he plays against the Las Vegas Raiders.
He's good at football.
Yeah.
Did you know that? He's good at football.
Mm-hmm. Do you ever pay up at tight end, though?
Depends on who it's. Usually, if I pay up, it's because somebody's a value. Like last week, I paid up for George Kittle.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what? George Kittle's not a value anymore. He's 6,900.
Right.
I'll pass.
Is there a scenario, David Smith, where you will go, yeah, I'll pay up for the tight end?
Yeah. If there are no value play at wide receiver, and if everybody is super high on the same running backs, I think this week there's going to be 3. Like we've already talked about Kamara, we've beaten that horse to death.
Yep.
But Eckler's also likely going to be pretty high owned against a Giants team that's pretty miserable. I don't know if I would look at, like, last week there were a couple of like I liked Gronk last week. I think he went 2 tutties. Or week before, sorry, 2 tutties.
Right.
Pretty inexpensive. Also, touchdowns are now tutties. I don't know if you guys knew that.
Indeed.
7,400 for Kelsey's a lot. Kittle at 69.
That's too much
LOL.
for me.
It's way, even Gronk at 6 is too much when I can grab Schultz at 54 or
Dawson Knox.
Ricky Seals-Jones at 36.
I like Seals-Jones at 36. Dawson Knox is probably my favorite play of the day.
Yeah,
because people are going to avoid him because
they're
they're playing Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
You shouldn't. Because you shouldn't. But they will.
We're pretty middle of the road against tight ends. So I can see that.
I like pretty much everything that catches balls for the Buffalo Bills today.
Gabriel Davis. You hot on Gabriel Davis?
I'm probably not going that low. But I like Stephon Diggs. I like Dawson Knox.
I was going to say, I was building the lineup and I was trying to find some kind of value, and I was like, oh, Gabriel Davis. Well, no. The reason I'm having to dig this deep is because I went with Stephon Diggs. Because I think Diggs is going to have a big one. Tampa's secondary is lacking.
I don't see at this stage of the game if you're playing standard PPR in your redraft and you're in your first week of the playoffs, obviously you're starting your star tight ends.
Yes.
But if you're streaming and you're looking for guys, there are so many options available. And this year, more than any year, injuries have been prevalent. So you're seeing guys like Dawson Knox not being rostered the full way through. And if you're not like I am and you have no IR in your league, everybody's dropping everybody. So you have to be insanely active on the waiver wire. So in DFS, I think you're looking for value. You're looking for that 3 to 4x. And I don't know if you probably get the same points out of Kittle as you did last week. But at $6,900, you're not 3x. So it's not worth it.
Stephen Tao wants to know, would you play Knox over Kittle in fantasy?
No.
I wouldn't either.
But it's not as It's not as big of a discrepancy as you think.
All right.
Like I have Kittle at 2 among tight ends this week behind Kelsey, and I think I have Knox at 6.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking so much about the Buffalo Bills, let's talk about that matchup.
Nobody circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
You got the Bills and the Buccaneers down in Tampa.
By the way, if we don't do a 12 Days of Christmas in all of the voices we do, we did it wrong.
12 Days of Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And if Lou Holtz isn't the 12th day,
I was going to say, I have. You want me to do the one voice that I can do, and then that's it?
I feel like you can do more than the one, but the one is so good.
The one is so good. He's just absolutely in love with Barney Sanders.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
I am sick and tired. I love Christmas.
It's the one time.
It's the one time where everybody gives the shit away. And that's what I'm all about. I love giving shit away.
He only does one, but that one is real good.
Yeah. Anyhow, Tampa Bay, Leonard Fournette. I think Leonard Fournette, they're gonna continue to focus on Lenny. And they're gonna test this Bills defense and be like, so you struggle with running backs, huh? Let's just see how this works out.
But they don't, though. That's the thing. They don't struggle with running backs.
Well, they have struggled mightily 3 times this year.
It's a weird way to say 2, but okay.
Derrick Henry, he had a big game against them.
No, he didn't. He had one big run. One. And it was a blown tackle.
Mm-hmm.
You take that away, he was mediocre at best.
Jonathan Taylor, and then, of course, the performance that they did against New England last week.
Yeah, and that wasn't one running back. That was a game plan where they did nothing but run the ball, and I think they averaged like 3.5 yards a carry.
So to be clear, the 2 that we're calling that they actually did poorly against running backs are the 2 greatest running backs in the NFL today, Derrick Henry and Jonathan Taylor. And the third was a game plan where they made 0 adjustment to correct it.
Yes.
I think Leonard Fournette is a trappity, trap.
Okay.
Agreed. Wholeheartedly. And I think people are going to fall in it. This is going to be like dudes falling in for Tammy at the bar. Oh, she's smoking heaters and she has a snake and she's got all the tattoos and she wants to touch my ding-ding. Yeah.
7,400 and highest projected ownership on DraftKings currently by PFF.
1 child support payment later. I'm telling you, it is. As soon as I saw the pricing, I went, yep, that's the one. Mm-hmm. That is the one where people are going to fall in it. This is like the hole out in the woods in every bad, stupid jungle action Dwayne The Rock Johnson movie you've ever seen. Look, we put branches over it, and people will just fall right in it. Leonard Fournette's at the bottom of the hole.
Okay.
I don't get it at all.
Is Tre'Davious White back?
No, he's done.
Right. So the Bills are going to pass. Josh Allen's going to throw. He threw the ball in the 1,000-mile-an-hour wind, and he was pretty good at it. If not for some piss poor play calling at best, let's be honest.
Right.
They would have thrown the ball more. And New England played the I'm going to keep the ball away from you game as best they could, and there are a couple of bad turnovers, but Josh Allen's going to throw the ball, and Stephon Diggs is going to get looks, and Sanders is going to get looks, and so is Dawson Knox, and Matt Breida is probably going to get looks out of the backfield, but I don't think that this is a Leonard Fournette game at all.
Okay.
Stephen Tao in the comments said Fournette's the cute girl in Thailand. Bingo.
Yeah.
You know what he's trying to say there, right?
No.
Yeah, if you ever get randomly hit on by the cute girl in Thailand, just know you probably have more in common with her than you think you do.
Gotcha. Okay.
Be the first time you ever meet a cute girl and say, I'll suck yours if you'll suck mine. There it is. There it is. Took you a minute.
Yeah, thank you for
we led
explaining
you right to it.
Oh, I got there, and then you just hammered it home. So, appreciate that.
Uh-huh.
Ooh, okay. Let's see here. M85. Says Cordero Patterson, Devontae Freeman over Cordero Patterson, Ezekiel Elliott today.
I like Zeke a lot today. There's no Tony Pollard.
Is there not?
No, Pollard's out. He tried to go this morning, and apparently it didn't go well, so they're holding him out.
Oh, okay.
I don't hate Zeke, but I mean, I like Zeke, especially in season long. In DFS, I think he is a trap. Because do I think he will be good? Yes. Mm-hmm. I think he'll be fine. Do I think he's going to win you a tournament in DFS? No, I don't. And there are 3 other running backs that I like exponentially better. Armchair's already said 2 of them. Mm-hmm. Austin Eckler is going to be that dude today. Alvin Kamara is going to be a bad man. Mm-hmm. And there's one cheapie that we haven't talked about yet.
One cheapie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
When we get to that game, I'll tell you who it
is. Is he playing against the Detroit Lions?
No.
Ooh.
Although I do know where you're headed with that, and I don't hate that one either. That one's not cheap enough. This one's cheap.
All right. Can't wait to see what that one is when we get to it.
I think I have an idea, but I'm not going to spoil the fun.
Okay. Jacksonville, Tennessee. You want anything in there? Anything in there that you want to pilfer with?
Have you read the stories about Urban Meyer that came out yesterday?
I heard him talking about it this morning.
Marvin Jones apparently was ready to fight him like a man, and I don't know that I've ever wanted anything more. How great would that have been if a beat writer for the Jaguars just had his phone out and Marvin Jones just came in and fucking Marvin Hagler?
Oh, that'd be great.
Oh, God. And that's something I never knew I wanted, and now I want nothing more. Mm-hmm. All I want for Christmas is Urban Meyer to get his brains knocked out by Marvin Jones.
If anybody's working for World Star, can you hook us up?
Oh,
we need the World Star folks to come in here and get that set up.
That's a great deep reference that I'm a real big fan of.
I don't get it.
Of course you
understand.
I'm shocked.
I have no idea what
It's
World
not as
Star
cultured
is.
as we are, Jeremy. It's not his fault.
Color me shocked.
What the hell's World Star?
Although I will give him credit, he knew what DVDA meant.
I did.
I didn't. Guess that tells you what his what the proclivities that he knows are.
Well,
he has that same problem Denzel Mims has in Jet. Boop, 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 boop.
Oh, Merry Christmas to us all.
God bless us, everyone.
Tennessee, Jacksonville. Anything? Nope. Going once?
No. Jacksonville's going to get shellacked. I don't trust. I don't trust Urban Meyer to use James Robinson.
Mm-hmm. I've heard Laviska Shenault being thrown around, and I'm like, ever since we talked a little bit about Trevor Lawrence and his rookie year the other day, I've went,
because he sucks.
Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should just hold off on this whole Jacksonville Jaguars pretty sunshine boy thing.
I have to ask Armchair if he reads this the same way that I do. Shad Khan has had no less than 4 different opportunities to go, hey, this Urban Meyer thing's not working. Maybe we should tap out. But much like the guy in the bad relationship with the girl that put cigarettes out on his couch. No, she loves me. She does love me. She knocked my car windows out with a crowbar and set my couch on fire, but she loves me.
Tell me Urban Meyer has lost the room and you're still keeping him as the coach, and I don't understand it. If this were any program that wasn't, like if this wasn't the Bears, obviously the Bears don't fire anybody in season because tradition, I don't know, jabroniisms, what do you want to call it? Nonsense is what it is. But
100%.
If this was Detroit, he'd be gone.
100%.
If this was Seattle, he'd be out. If it was any other place where they fire someone because they've lost the room, he'd be gone. And you can't tell me that he hasn't lost it based on what we read yesterday.
Oh, telling the worst part of that was telling your assistants, I'm a winner and you're all losers. You hired us, you dipshit. Tell
me where you've won.
I read that and went, God, I couldn't have not slapped him. I could have not open palm slapped him Samuel L. Jackson style.
Do you remember you'd come back from summer and you're back at school? It's the first day of school and all your guy friends are getting around and talking about all the cute girls that they met up with, and maybe some of them did the, and there's that one guy that's like over embellishing how great he did.
Yeah.
It. He's like, oh yeah, I had like 15 all at once. It was just a harem.
I stacked them together like a BLT sandwich.
That's Urban Meyer today.
100%.
Urban Meyer's like, yeah, well, I won in high school once.
I just really wish Brian Schottenheimer had stood up and just said,
the disrespect around this place is ending today.
but he didn't. He just sat there like, I am a loser. He's
gone. It's just a matter of when. And I don't know how you're going to keep him for this year because for whatever reason he has the nudes that, you don't want out on the internet. But at some point, someone's going to say something. And they're either ruining Trevor Lawrence or he wasn't that good.
Oh, they're ruining
Trevor Lawrence. I still stand by the spirit animal of Sarah Jessica Parker, that if you're part of the Hall of Reprehensibles, you would have seen in the Discord.
It was pretty fantastic. Yeah, Urban just looked at all of his assistants yesterday and said,
"You are one pathetic loser."
And they just sat there and took it. And you know what's going to happen today? They are going to get their shit pushed in.
And Charlie Strong said they're going, wait a minute. Oh, well, yeah, I guess you're right. I guess you're right.
That plays, actually. Yeah. He looks around the room and goes, that actually plays. Yeah, we are pretty much all losers.
We're all fucking failures somewhere else in our lives.
How did we all get this job?
Because they're all fucking failures. They play for a failure. Like failing franchises, and it never fails.
The owner of this team owns a pro wrestling organization. Mm-hmm. That is all you need to know about the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Right. So no Laviska Shenaults, no James Robinsons, no nothing for the Tennessee Titans. On the other hand, are you interested in Julio Jones with him coming back? I, for one, am not. Like I said earlier, I haven't seen that yet.
Bet Now Guys, our resident Titans fan. Let me. I'm going to go a level here that I have never, I don't think, ever gone before.
Okay.
I'm so confident that you don't just win this game. You're going to win this game. You're going to cover this spread, and this is never going to be close. There is not an amount of money that if you gave it to me, I wouldn't be putting it on Tennessee today. If you gave me $1 billion and said, you can do whatever you want to, I would immediately take it to Vegas, and I would have $2 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would take Tennessee minus the who the fuck cares.
Who the fuck cares?
Do you know what the line on this game is? Don't look.
It's 10, isn't it?
It's 8.5.
8.5? Well, that's...
I'll take that twice.
Yeah, I would take... You could put a 1 in front of that, and I would still take it. Tennessee minus 18.5.
Holy cow.
No big deal.
Why did it come down? It was 10 when we picked it the other day.
Well, this is also not the... This is the consensus, not the
consensus, not the not. Okay, yeah. By the way, lock in your bets with BetUs.com. BetUS.com. Use the promo code Sportsocracy. They will give you a 125% deposit bonus, and they'll do that up to $2,500.
Yeah, have you ever tried to give a dog a pill? And you just hold its mouth open and just go, get in there, God, and clamp it down like, swallow it! That's going to be Tennessee to Jacksonville today. Like, doop, doop, boop, 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 boop. Eat it.
So who's the piece? Is it Dontrell Hilliard?
And here's the thing. I don't necessarily think there is a piece. It's the defense. That's what I'm the most giddy about.
Okay.
I don't really like any individual piece for Tennessee today.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's more of a sum of all parts. I also don't think Tennessee has to do much because I don't think Jacksonville's going to. If you told me that one team in the NFL got shut out today, I would bet anything you wanted to, it would be Jacksonville. You can't have all this shit happening around you. It makes everything make all the sense in the world.
Right.
Because I got told I have a Jaguars guy. My Jaguars guy is my Florida Gators guy. And he told me when they get away from Jacksonville and all the noise stops, that's when you see what this team really could be.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get back to Jacksonville and shit like this happens, and it's so loud, and we don't have anything else to talk about. They're going to get deboed.
But they're not in Jacksonville.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care if they played this game in the middle of the ocean and Tennessee couldn't swim. Still. Tennessee -8.5.
All right. Armchair, do you like any Titans today?
Politely, no.
Okay.
Not in the DFS range. There's just no one that is super appealing at a great price that's going to give me what I need. I mean, Tannehill's not cheap enough. Who are they running at running back that's worth paying up for that I can't get elsewhere?
Hilliard's the only one.
No, 6,400 for Tannehill. I mean, if you're looking to go a little contrarian, sure, but I think that at the end of the day, you're going to see people looking at this game like we're looking at it, going, "Oh, they're going to beat him by $1 billion with a TY on the end," and they're going to take Titan players. You're going to see people trying to grab Julio. I don't trust it from a DFS perspective. That's not to say it can't. That's not to say it can't turn out. It's not to say that it won't turn out. It's just that I'm not building my line around it. It's just a game that I have no appeal in.
I was totally ready to come in here today and say James Robinson is the best tournament play in all of DFS today. And then the Urban Meyer thing came out. And then I saw a quote where he did a radio show in Jacksonville, and his exact quote was, "I feel like I should deserve the ball more." Mm-hmm. And I went, English, not your forte. So I'm out.
Well, James Robinson, he's been in the doghouse, and that was a story earlier this week that Trevor Lawrence had to go to the coaches and say, "Hey, you should be playing him more."
Well, and Urban Meyer outright lied to you and said, "No, that was just game script." Okay, cool. One of your coaches literally said you were the one that glued his ass to the bench.
Right. Because you were running fucking Carlos Hyde.
And this is what college coaches do. They get beholden to guys they trust because Carlos Hyde played for Urban Meyer. So for whatever reason, he doesn't understand that Carlos Hyde, okay, he might be more dependable. He's not very good.
Well, he's not even that more dependable. Like, James Robinson fumbles, he glues his ass to the bench. Carlos Hyde comes in, he fumbles, and then continues to run Carlos Hyde. Like, what are you doing here?
This is why he has absolutely no credibility in that room.
No.
None.
All right, the Baltimore Ravens take on the Cleveland Browns. And, we were all I've been kind of shocked at Lamar Jackson's performance 2 weeks ago against the Cleveland Browns. Threw 4 interceptions. Is there something wrong with Lamar? Because I think he had 2 others last week. Is he falling into a rhythm? Is he falling into a pattern here?
No, it's just they're throwing the ball more, and they shouldn't. And I've said that the entire time. I said this earlier this year. You're getting into this space with Lamar Jackson where you're asking him to do that thing that I've told you his entire career he can't do. Mm-hmm. And look what happens. His interceptions go through the fucking ceiling. Now, what's going to happen today? Not that. He threw 4 picks against Cleveland. You know what I can tell you definitively he's not going to do today?
Throw 4 picks against Cleveland?
Yeah. I think they are going to trounce the Browns today.
So who's the play? Or who
Mark
are the
Andrews.
That's the guy?
Mark Andrews. I am all over Mark Andrews today. And you're going to roll your eyes when I say this. I don't hate Rashad Bateman. I don't hate Rashad Bateman.
This is the week? Is this the week it's going to happen?
It very well could be.
Okay. I think I followed you down this path last week, and he didn't do shit. So.
Yeah, in the last game, he had a target.
Mm-hmm.
No catches. That was against Pittsburgh.
I still can't get there with Rashad Bateman, but I don't hate either of the other options. David?
Bateman's a good play. He's going to get looks today. And everybody that's worried about Lamar's probably also banged up. He keeps getting into these situations where he's not doing what he does best, which is these RPOs where he's more likely to run. And it just doesn't look good. He comes in, and when he starts running the ball early, when he gets a couple of first downs, all of a sudden the guys start pulling in. You start seeing linebackers. They're stacking the box because they got to stop him. And then he can start to open the field up a bit and do a couple of passing plays that are deep. It's not that he can't throw. It's just that he shouldn't throw as much. So that's not his skill set. His best skill set is his legs. The best talent he has is his ability to make guys look foolish in the open field. And when he doesn't do it, well, it's pretty easy to play them. You stack you play your coverage corners, and you stack some guys. You rush 3, maybe 4 to keep a spy on Lamar. And I know you love the spy, Jeremy.
Oh yeah,
big fan of hearing about the spy.
Oh yeah, the lurker. That's what
the lurker.
The lurker. That's what old fuckstick Chris Collinsworth continuously called it.
I think Lamar's banged up a little bit, to be honest. I think it's a war of attrition this year for him, especially given they have, I don't know, what are they on? They're like 14th running back at this point.
Right.
Most of them that they've trotted out have been pre-geriatric by a couple of days. It's not been a great core of, like, that running back room is ugly. Not in 2006. In 2006, it's primo, but today it's not good.
Yeah.
And I think Lamar is going to have a better game. I think he's pissed off, to be honest with you. I think he wants to play better. And I think Cleveland wins this, Baltimore wins this easily. Cleveland just doesn't have the fight left anymore. I think they've got that Patriot game beat the football out of them. You look at Miles after that Patriot game. He's defeated, and they couldn't get back to where they are after.
Yeah. Last 5 weeks, Lamar Jackson has not had a game where he had a QBR higher than 33.4 or 43.4, excuse me. And he's thrown 8 interceptions in that 5-week stretch. And he's been sacked a shitload.
One whole shitload.
Yeah, 21 times in 5 weeks he's been sacked. It's not looking good for Lamar, but I don't know. I believe that Cleveland's going to be able to keep this game close. The defense, to me, is just that good.
Yeah.
They'll be able to put the pressure.
I'll pass.
Oh, they'll be able to put the pressure on Lamar.
Are they that good, though, Tank? Or were they that good?
Or were they that good?
Yeah.
2 weeks ago, I feel like they were pretty good.
And they still lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they still lost.
Oh, I understand that. I'm not saying they're going to win.
They crossed the 50, I think, one time.
I said they'd keep it close.
I think they crossed the 50 one time that they weren't given the ball on the other side of the 50.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, to me, this has blowout written all over it.
All right, how about the Atlanta Falcons at the Carolina Panthers? We're going to go run heavy. Matt Rule's just going to hand the damn ball off to Chuba Hubbard 21 times.
Oh, they're going to run the ball a shitload today.
Cam Newton's going to have at least 10 carries. It's probably going to be the grossest thing you've ever seen.
Yeah, avoid Chuba Hubbard at all cost on DraftKings. He's been priced up. He's not that good in the first place. He doesn't have a lot of goal line upside with Cam in the lineup. I mean, how many bad things do I have to say about Chuba Hubbard to convince you? No, don't do it.
I think the only thing Carolina Panther that I could get close to in DFS might be the defense. I think I did set a lineup this morning that they were my defense. I don't feel great about it, but it's just a lack of ability for the Falcons that makes me think, yeah, there could be some big plays. You got Stephon Gilmore is going to be on Kyle Pitts. That means the number one option for them, as always, is going to be Cordero Patterson. Is Russell Gage going to have a day? Olamido Zaccheaus. I don't see the point where the points are coming from if it's not Cordero Patterson. I think he would be the only thing I'd be interested in this game. And is he worth it in DFS Armchair?
Yes. Yes.
Who you talking about here?
Cordero.
Oh.
Cordero Patterson scores no matter what. Mm-hmm. I don't like. If you're looking at PPR, let's not talk real football for a second. We're talking fantasy. Cordero Patterson is going to get receptions. Those are points.
Yep.
He's going to run the ball. Those are points. He's probably going to score. It may not be a ton. Atlanta might not win this game, but Patterson's going to get looks. Where else is the ball going?
Exactly.
Who's Matt Ryan giving it to?
Olamide Zaccheaus.
No.
No. I don't hate Russell Gage today, but if I'm playing one Falcon, it's Cordero Patterson.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have Gilmore on Kyle Pitts again, so I'm out on him. I have this funny feeling Carolina is going to beat the dust off of Atlanta today. I don't think this game's ever going to be all that close.
I just wonder where the points are coming from.
Running the damn ball, because the Falcons are not good defensively.
No.
This is going to be more of how bad the Falcons are than how good the Panthers are.
Okay.
Can't wait for the recap show on Monday where you get to talk about Cam Newton.
Yeah.
He's back in the cellar.
The Dallas Cowboys and the Washington football team. NFC East matchup. The Washington football team trending upwards. Dallas, I mean, they've been at the top of the power rankings for forever. You got Dak Prescott, Amari Cooper's playing good. CeeDee Lamb.
I like Amari Cooper.
I like all the pieces. And now with no Tony Pollard, Ezekiel Elliott, there's a lot of, Zeke's been hyping himself up. He's been doing that thing where he's like, look, I know things haven't been good, but Zeke going to eat today. I go, okay. All right, let's see it.
Why did he turn into Ed Orgeron?
Did I do that?
Yeah,
did I turn him into Ed Orgeron?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to.
Zeke gonna eat today.
Zeke gonna eat today. Go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Zeke definitely go eat. We can all do it. Anybody can do an Orgeron.
Of course.
It's really not that hard to do an Orgeron, although Mark Sanchez does the best one I've ever heard.
Does he?
Oh, yeah. Mark Sanchez does the best Ed Orgeron by quite a margin.
Well, he is a very gifted person with his voice. I hear he's a great singer. Mark Sanchez.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You didn't read that story? That was one of his favorite things to do in New York was to go late night karaokeing.
You know what his favorite thing to do in New York was? Piss me off. He did a great job of pissing
when he
me
wasn't pissing off Jeremy Greene, he was living in in
karaoke
bars late at night. Yeah.
That is probably the least surprising thing I've ever heard in my life.
So the Dallas Cowboys and the Washington football team. I like on the Washington side, Terry McLaurin. He's going to have a day. I feel like Antonio Gibson is getting so many carries you can't ignore him because he's still in that. What was his price today? He's like $5,600, I think.
Oh, you talking about Gibson here?
Gibson, 6,000 maybe.
He's 6,000.
I can't find him on the list.
He's 6,000.
Yeah, there he is. 6,000. Are you playing it?
I'm not doing it.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not doing it. What do I routinely say about guys that wind up with 30 plus touches 2 weeks in a row?
At some point, they're going to break.
Yep, I'm good. I'll let you fall on that sword.
Okay. Is that about 20 touches in 4 straight games?
He's had 30 touches in 2 straight games. He's been over 30 2 weeks in a row.
Okay.
And this is a guy that was hurt anyway. Yeah, I'm good. I've been down this road. I've seen how this goes. And I'm not telling you he gets hurt today.
Mm-hmm.
I won't be shocked if he does.
Yeah. Do you concur, Armchair?
Yeah, despite what the Catholic Church says, too many touches are a bad thing.
Oh, gosh. That hit. Whew.
Boop, 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 boop. Boop, boop.
Damn, that hit harder than Adrian
I like
Peterson.
Ricky Seals-Jones in this game.
God, there's the
Love
one
Ricky
liner.
Seals-Jones.
I do too.
I got to bring something, right? Like, look, I know that Canadians are friendly and stuff. We're passive aggressive, and let me tell you, we're not all that nice all the time. So here you
Indeed.
go.
Nice.
A salty Canadian.
I don't mind Taylor Heineke in this matchup.
I don't hate it, but for me, it's Taysom Hill or bust. I cannot get away from Taysom Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, is $100 more for Taysom Hill. Taylor Heineke's fine. He's been accurate, and I don't want to get you guys copyright stricken, but Washington football team for this game. Like Dallas is on their heels. This could be a blowout as well. It could be a shootout, blowout. It's going to be a shootout, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think you should have any issue playing F1, although he's expensive. Terry McLaurin's going to get some play. Gibson, too many touches. It's just too risky.
Okay.
And there's other running backs that you can pay in that range that I like better.
I agree.
Fair enough. Seattle and Houston. That's the last 1 o'clock game that we have not discussed yet. Davis Mills taking over at quarterback for the Houston Texans, which, I mean, means they're DED dead, right?
DED dead.
You do have Russell. Looked really good last week. You know, you got to like those pieces, right? Against Houston, they suck.
I don't.
Why?
I don't. I think Houston's going to win this game.
Do you really?
I do.
Davis Mills pulling the upset.
You have now.
Are you doing the Davis Mills line?
I am.
God.
I am. This is my weird. Every week there's one game that's just weird as shit. You got West Coast team coming east. Houston, are they good? No. But they're Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Seattle's not a good football team.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the accountability thing happening with, you waive Zach Cunningham, which the only person that wants to talk less about Zach Cunningham than me is Mike Vrabel.
Yeah, Vrabel was not having it.
No.
He left his press conference after 90 seconds because he said the first guy asked him, "Hey, so tell us about your waiver claim on Cunningham." And he's like, "Oh, well, we got him and we like him. We'll talk about him next week when he can join the team." And then the next guy asked the question. He's like, "What the fuck? I'm going to talk about this next week." And then the third guy asked him, he was like, "Fuck it, I'm out. I'm not dealing with y'all anymore."
Eric Miller said my Seahawk hatred is too strong. No way they lose to Houston.
I think it is. I think you're crazy on that one, but that's just me.
Oh, let's let me keep talking.
Okay. I get Russell Wilson. You get Davis Mills.
Mm-hmm.
You got one player on your team that I think is playing really well right now. And I got Russell Wilson. So, yeah. I'm going to take Seattle in the blowout. I don't think Houston has anything to play for.
This is a 9.5-point line.
Mm-hmm.
Where do the Vegas Power Rankings have the Houston Texans?
32.
31.
Okay.
Where do they have the Seattle Seahawks?
25.
You're too high. It's 27.
Okay.
The 27th best team in the NFL should not be getting 10 points against anybody, especially not on the road.
Mm-hmm.
This is the number one rule of betting. You do not give this many points to shitty teams on the road.
Okay.
I can't tell you Houston's going to win. I think they are. I can tell you I am all over them covering.
Yeah.
9.5 is just entirely too many points.
Gotcha.
Just so you know, on the NFL website, we're talking NFL.com, not like this isn't betting websites. The 32nd ranked offense in the NFL is the Houston Texans. Do you want to guess who the 31st is?
The Seattle Seahawks.
That's right. They're not good offensively. Defensively, the Texans are better.
Mm-hmm.
26th. Right? You're talking about a rushing attack is the only thing that Seattle has versus the Texans. So are you really telling me that you're putting the entire game on
Alex
the
Collins
legs of Russ and Alex Collins? Yeah, no thanks. That's a pass for me. I think it's close. I think Davis Mills, who played pretty well against a couple of teams, gets a shot here. I think they win it. It's not pretty. The Seahawks need to blow it all up and start over. Let Russ. Free Russ. Russ, let him go somewhere else.
And I'm just going to throw this out there, and you can tell me I'm crazy all you want to. I don't hate Davis Mills today. I don't hate Davis Mills on DraftKings in the least. Just telling you. How many games has he started at home?
2. 3.
Would you like to know how many fantasy points he scored in those 3 games?
Yeah.
24.5, 27.7, and 11. The 11 was his second start, and it was against the Carolina Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
In a game it was on Thursday Night Football in a short week.
Yeah.
Do you know who the other 2 games were against?
Who? The New England Patriots.
And?
I don't remember.
The L.A. Rams.
Oh.
You know what those 2 teams have in common? They're markedly better than Seattle.
Yeah.
I'm not telling you it's going to be good. I'm not telling you it's going to be a fun game to watch. I'm telling you right now, this is one of my favorite picks of the week.
All right. Detroit takes on Denver on the road. And, yeah, they have no running backs. Godwin Igwebuike. I think he is my play of the week this week on DFS.
And that is why we do the DFS things.
Come on. He's 4,000 this week, and he's the only damn running back they have. And he's hit some big plays this week.
Just because he's cheap does not mean he's a good play.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question. Would you have played DeAndre Swift or Jamal Williams if they were in – if either one of them was playing, would you play them in this game?
In regular fantasy? Sure.
That's not what I asked. In DFS, would you have been running out to play DeAndre Swift or Jamal Williams?
No, probably not, because he'd have been 7,500 or whatever.
No. Jamal Williams, 5,500. If he was playing in this game, you still wouldn't play him. You wouldn't, because the Denver defense is not bad. So you're going to play some bum-ass running back that's the 4 in Detroit, which means he'd probably be the 9 anywhere else.
Right.
Just because he's cheap. Here's the thing. There's another cheap running back that plays on a legitimate NFL team, and he's a legitimate NFL player. He's $400 more expensive.
Sonny Michel?
Nope.
Who?
Jeff Wilson. Because the 49ers don't have any running backs either.
That's right. Eli Mitchell's out again.
Armchair said he knew it was Wilson. I knew you did.
Yeah. Yeah, and knew it was Wilson. This Denver defense is pretty good. It's a top 10 defense in the league. We forget about that because they were a sham of it. They played a super light schedule early on.
Oh, yeah.
So everyone was like, oh, yeah, sure. Denver, yeah, 3-0, 4-0. They're a good team. And then they got shellacked a couple of times, and then they had a weird win against the Cowboys they probably shouldn't have had. This defense isn't as bad as we think they are, and this Lions team is not good. I don't mind Amon-Ra St. Brown. I've seen a lot of questions in chat asking about it. It's not a horrible play if you need to play it.
I don't hate it. Rob Johnson said Jeff Wilson hasn't done anything when he's played. You're right. You're 100% right.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? I don't care. I've seen him do it before.
Yes, you have.
You know, Igwebuike, whatever the fuck his name is. I've seen him one run. That's that is his entire NFL highlight film for me.
This is true.
I've seen Jeff Wilson do very good things in the NFL.
Yeah. He had a kickoff return that was pretty good, too. I know that doesn't count in fantasy.
Oh, and by the way, Cincinnati, not good against running backs. Denver, good against running backs.
Yep. All right, how about the Denver side of this one?
All of it.
All of it? I feel like this should be the game that Jerry Jeudy finally gets in the end zone. You realize he hasn't scored a touchdown all year?
Yes.
I think this might be it.
He was hurt. Yeah, I mean, Jerry Jeudy's $5,600. Cortland Sutton's $5,300. You're not hurting yourself with either of those receivers.
I don't love Cortland Sutton today.
I'd take Jeudy over Sutton myself. Tim Patrick's probably a risky flex if you want to go crazy.
I don't mind Jeudy. I'm out on Sutton. And you said, do you realize Jeudy hasn't scored? Do you realize he's only played in 6 games?
I do.
Yeah.
I do realize that.
I also like Javonte Williams, of course.
Javonte Williams got to be the guy. Because he's still 5,600, is that right?
59.
5,900.
He's completely taken over that backfield.
Yeah. I mean, hell, he had 173 yards from scrimmage last week against the Chiefs.
Gordon probably will be available for this game, but I don't look for him to get more than 10 touches.
Yeah.
In a game that they are going to blow Detroit out.
All right, Giants and the Chargers. What? Sorry,
I
Armchair.
was just going to say, even if Gordon's available and early, this game's going to be out of hand long before either of them aren't going to get touches. You're going to see Javonte Williams get touches late in the game. It'll turn into a run game.
Justin Parton asked, would you play Amon-Ra St. Brown or Cortland Sutton?
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah, that one's close.
I think I'd go with Amon-Ra after his big week last week. I think Goff is going to lean on him a little bit more.
I like a Detroit Lion receiver today, but it's not Amon-Ra St. Brown. You know what? I'm going to go Sutton. Narrowly. But I'll go Sutton. I don't love it for
I'm going
DFS.
Sutton only because of game script.
Yeah, I can get down with that. Yeah, Melvin Gordon could play today. He's still hurt. I don't look for him to be. I don't look for him to be a big factor today.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm playing a Lion, it's Josh Reynolds. I'm going to keep doing this until the price changes.
Okay.
He's 4,100. In his 3 games in Detroit, he's gone up 2 targets every single game. Went from 3 to 5 to 7.
Has he done anything with him?
I mean, he had 16 on Thanksgiving against Chicago. He had 11 against Minnesota.
Okay.
If he gets in the end zone, he's a great play. If he doesn't, he's just a good play. But it is real hard to find cheapy receivers this week.
All right, let's go Giants and the Chargers.
Speaking of cheapy receivers.
Mm-hmm. Josh Palmer. Is he your guy? You leaning on the Palmer?
I don't mind Josh Palmer this week. You should have a shitload of target share with Keenan Allen out.
Right.
So the question is, where does it go?
Jalen Guyton.
I just feel like everybody's chasing points on Jalen Guyton. I mean, he had what, 19 last week?
Yep.
And this is a guy that barely had 200 yards. That's barely had 200 yards for the rest of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like last week was kind of a fluke. He had 2 big plays. I don't necessarily think he's the guy.
Okay.
I just feel like everybody's going to be on him.
Well, because they're going to shy away from Williams.
Oh, yeah, because James Bradbury's going to be on
right,
him.
exactly.
They can cover one receiver.
Justin Herbert's going to throw. Justin Herbert's going to hit somebody. So if it's not Mike Williams, then you've got to go to the next guys in order, and Jalen Guyton's the only one that's shown you anything.
Yeah, and see, that's not exactly how I would be doing this.
Okay. Donald Parham, here it comes.
I don't mind Donald Parham. He just doesn't. He doesn't play enough snaps.
Right. And then you got Jake Fromm playing on the other side, starting at quarterback
Jake
for the
from State Farm.
New York Giants. Why do I feel like the play for the Giants, if you're going to do one, is Evan Ingram?
I don't hate that. I don't hate that in the least.
Because he's cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand why. Because he's not all that good. I mean, he's struggled with drops a lot. However, he continues to be heavily targeted. And okay, so the biggest knock on Jake Fromm is that he doesn't have the strongest arm.
The knock on Jake Fromm is that he sucks. That's the
I mean, I do
knock
fear
on
for
Jake.
his life.
You should.
I do fear for his life. Joey Bosa may rip him in half.
It's not going to go
because he's not elusive by any stretch of the imagination, and that line sucks a lot.
Sucks.
But Saquon hasn't done anything, and I don't really. I mean, this is a team that doesn't guard against the run well. But I mean, is this the week? Is this the week that everybody goes, "Oh, look, Saquon still got something"? I don't like it. Even as bad as the Chargers are against the run.
Yeah, I'll tell you, I've been trying to debunk this Jalen Guyton thing.
Yeah.
So Bradbury's going to be on Mike Williams.
Okay.
I feel like they're going to leave Josh Palmer in the same. He plays on the right a lot. That's where he's been when Mike Williams has been out or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like you leave him there. Jalen Guyton's going to play out of the slot, and that's where Aaron Robinson is. He's actually been the best corner on this team.
Really?
On the right side, you get Keon Crossan. You know how many how many games he's played this year?
2. Okay. So it's Palmer.
I like Palmer.
All right.
He's very cheap. And he's my little boyfriend. I think he is so damn good.
San Francisco 49ers, Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, this is a very easy game to figure out for me.
How so?
Play everyone. If you have anyone in this game, play them.
So this is the shootout of shootouts this week.
I'm not going to say it's the shootout of shootouts. I'm going to say in a week where you have a 44, a 47, a 45, a 44.5, a 43.5, 46.5. This is the game that I'm looking at going, you're too low.
Mm-hmm.
This is sitting at 40. The over-under on this game is 49. This is the most confident I am that a game goes over.
Right. Okay.
And I like all the pieces.
So all the pieces. You've already said Jeff Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
Cheap running back. He's going to be the starter because Eli Mitchell's gone.
Yep. I like Jeff Wilson a lot.
Deebo Samuel. He's going to play.
He's expected to play.
He's expected to play. So you like that. Brandon Ayuk, like that.
You haven't said the name I like the best yet.
George Kittle.
Nope. You're on the wrong team.
Oh, I was just doing San Francisco.
Yeah, I get that. But I've already told you who to play from San Francisco. You want to
Just
throw
Jeff Wilson, nobody else?
If you want to throw a Deebo Samuel in there, more power to you. He's hurt.
Okay.
I think he's still hurt. Kittle's
Okay.
expensive. Ayuk's inconsistent. So, yeah, I want to play Jeff Wilson. On the other side, my favorite play of the day is T. Higgins, and it's not all that fucking close. He is the number one receiver on the board for me today.
Really?
Number one. With a bullet, as a matter of fact.
Who's he going to get in coverage?
I was just getting back to that.
Okay. I mean, I know he had a big week last week. And
He's had 2 big weeks in a row. And by the way, if I was playing a 49er, it would probably be Ayuk if I had to pick one of the receivers.
Mm-hmm.
There are 3 corners in the secondary for San Francisco. Josh Norman, who's been fine. K1 Williams, who will get Tyler Boyd in the slot, who's been really good. Mm-hmm. And then there's Ambry Thomas, who is the 3rd corner. And he's been a motherfucking sieve. And he's 4 inches shorter. T. Higgins outweighs him by 30 pounds. And he's faster. T. Higgins might have 200 yards today.
Wow.
It wouldn't shock me in the least.
Okay.
Touchdown dance on Monkey Knife Fight, T. Higgins was the first player I put in. And I don't hardly ever play receivers in that shit. I think he scores twice today.
Okay.
I love me some T. Higgins. Dave, you with me on T. Higgins, or you have another play in this game?
No, T. Higgins is the play. Not to sit here and tell you everything you already know. Jamar Chase he's good. He's just expensive from DFS. If you're talking standard league, it's obviously a little bit different. Wilson makes a ton of sense for me. And as soon as you said he was cheaper, I knew exactly where you were going with it. But yeah, this game is going to be, I think, probably one of the more entertaining games to watch.
I would agree.
Burrow's finger is a little concerning later in the game, and we'll see what happens. But T. Higgins should get early looks often.
I am drunk on T. Higgins today.
Very good. All right, let's talk about the Sunday night game. Chicago Bears, Green Bay Packers.
Do we have to?
Yeah, you got Aaron Jones coming back, so
hey, play all your Packers.
Yeah.
Analysis
Done. And nobody from the Bears.
I don't mind
Cole
Justin
Kmet.
Fields. And if you're desperate at quarterback, I don't mind Justin Fields. I think his floor is pretty high.
Yeah.
But in terms of, what receiver am I supposed to be really excited about? Darnell Mooney, and I'm good. By the way, did you see Jair Alexander's back at practice?
Yep.
That Green Bay team is fucking terrifying. Where did that come from?
It's probably from the computer. Yeah, the computer that we got David on. I don't particularly like anything from the Bears. I do believe that Jair Alexander coming back makes Green Bay gives that Green Bay that extra push going into the playoff run. It might be
a mess. Sorry,
it might be the biggest news that a contender's had since what was that, yesterday morning or yesterday afternoon when it came out that Derrick Henry is going to be back for the playoffs and could be back for Week 18. if they absolutely need him to.
And they're not going to.
No, they won't need him to. But that should be the confirmation that everybody needs of, okay, Tennessee's going to get better. And then Monday Night Football, the LA Rams and the Arizona Cardinals. It's going to be a great one. I think it's going to be a whole lot of fun.
This will be an actual good Monday Night Football game.
Yep. You got all manner of things on the line in the NFC West, and I think the Rams are going to have to bring it in this one because the doubt is starting to creep into everybody's minds of, are they really elite? And Matt Stafford's got to be hearing all of the chatter of, why didn't we just stick with Jared Goff?
Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm. So I think the Monday night game is going to be a lot of fun as well. Your fire DFS lineup for the week, Jeremy.
I'm going to let Dave give his first.
Okay.
And then I will give mine.
All right.
Mainly because I want to see how much overlap we have.
Okay.
I've got Davis Mills, Austin Eckler, Alvin Kamara, T. Higgins, Traquan Smith, Mike Williams, Ricky Seals-Jones, Jeff Wilson Jr., and the Saints on defense. Leaves you no money left over on DraftKings because I spent it all.
I spent it all. There's a decent amount of overlap there. All right, so my quarterback is Taysom Hill.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to lie, you convinced me on Josh Jacobs. The more I sat here and thought about it, the more convinced I became that that's not a bad play, and it gives me access to that game where I did not previously have access to that game.
Right.
Kamara was a no-doubter for me.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff Wilson is my third running back. And for me, I don't necessarily need Jeff Wilson to be great. I'm looking for 15 to 20 out of him. I think he will get in the end zone. Is it risky? Yeah, it is. But to do all of the things that I want to do, which is play Amari Cooper, play Mr. Higgins, you got to save somewhere. Right. My lineup is very much right down the middle. I don't have many bootsy-ass cheap players.
Mm-hmm.
The one place that I felt like I could save money was at tight end because I do think you could play Jared Cook. I didn't. Dawson Knox has been the guy I've been on all week, and that's where it is. I want access to that game.
Yep.
I want somebody from that game because I think it's going to – not necessarily saying it's going to be shootout, but I think there's going to be points scored.
Evan Ingram, 3,500.
And that's just, for me, that's just too risky.
It's too risky. It's too much
risky.
of a dart
I've
throw.
watched him be a bag of cocks enough times, and I'm not doing it again.
Right.
The other receiver I have is Josh Reynolds.
Mm-hmm.
I just really like Josh Reynolds. And anytime you've got Jake from State Farm playing, I'm playing the defense that he's playing against. So I'm playing the Chargers. So my full lineup is Taysom Hill stacked with Alvin Kamara. I don't really want any of the other receivers because I think Taysom's going to run a lot.
Yeah.
If you told me he had 100 yards rushing and 200 yards passing, would I be surprised? No. I think that's actually incredibly likely. Running backs are Jacobs, Kamara, and Jeff Wilson. Tight ends, Dawson Knox. Receivers are Amari Cooper, T. Higgins, Josh Reynolds, and the Chargers defense.
Justin Parton asks you in the comments, I have Stafford and Murray in standard. Is it Murray?
Absolutely.
I would say yes.
Absolutely. Play your studs. Kyler Murray's a no-doubter every week. He's an every week play.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's going to wrap us up here for the Week 14 in the NFL.
You want to do a parting shot from everybody? Your spicy hot take of the week?
Go for it.
We'll start with you.
Oh, you can't do that to me.
Oh, I absolutely can.
Jeez.
You don't have one guy that you think you're much higher on than the industry?
I mean,
because I got a slew of them.
I mean, I've already said Josh Jacobs, so I'll say Antonio Gibson. I think he continues to get the tote. He's getting the ball inside the 10, and there's no J.D. McKissick. So I like him a lot.
Antonio Gibson finishes the day as running back what to you?
6. I think that's it.
Not bad.
Yeah.
Dave.
I think that it's probably – I'm looking over my lineups, and the common theme I have is is Ricky Seals-Jones. Even in I have like a stupid in a free tournament, and this is not, I would not play this. This is a free tournament, so I went extra contrarian against the grain. I got like Alex Collins and Eckler and Jerry Jeudy and Trevor Lawrence at quarterback.
Whoa.
So I don't know what kind of Bang energy drink I was drinking there.
Indeed.
Reach out to Sportsocracy for sponsorship opportunities. But I think it's Ricky Seals-Jones for me. He's just too cheap. He's too cheap, too much opportunity. Hail to the Washington football team.
Hail to the football team. Braves on the warpath. Fight for old DC. Mine's really simple.
Okay.
I think my DFS lineup has the number one quarterback of the day, the number one running back of the day, and the number one wide receiver of the day. Because my number one quarterback today is Taysom Hill. Mm-hmm. My number one running back is Alvin Kamara. And my number one wide receiver is Mr. T. Chickens.
All right.
I've always assumed his middle name starts with a C. That's why I've always called him T. Chickens.
I feel like Stephon Diggs is going to be the number one wide receiver on the day, but that's just me.
And I don't hate that.
Anybody shocked that I'm picking on my own team here? But it's very, very obvious.
Tank, for once in your life, I need you to make sure that Brady wins this game. As a Patriots fan, I can't have the Bills winning anything.
Okay. I will make the phone call. I will. I'll hit him up on the text thread. Hey, remember that time? You remember that time? He was like, "Hey, send me your phone number and we'll chat throughout the season." Sent that motherfucker my phone number. He ain't never chatted me. Asshole.
Tell that
Tom Brady.
Tell that motherfucker I appreciate it.
No, tell that motherfucker I don't appreciate it.
You tell that motherfucker I appreciate
it. Have a great weekend, everybody, or what's left of the weekend. We'll be back with you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. as we will recap all of the action in Week 14.
I vow to be much more sober than I am right now. And you can take that shit to the bank.
I'm broke as shit, and I don't mind saying it.
Thanks you once again to David Smith from Armchair Commentary joining us here today. Be sure to check him out. See you, Dave.
Appreciate having me on, guys.
Yep. All right, and the rest of you, we will see you as well tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. right here in the Wicked Weed studio. WickedWeedBrewing.com. Drink different, do all the things, like, share, follow, all that good stuff. Enjoy the football today, and we will see you next time.